You can go wherever you want before we start, so you're not stuck. Hey everybody, welcome to Home Groups, where we apply the message we heard last week at Freedom Valley Church. Last week, Candy started our Wayward Sermon series, where we're looking at the lives of individuals from the Bible to figure out where they went wrong so that we can learn from them. This weekend, we looked at the life of Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron was the number 2 leader in the Israelites' world. He followed Moses, but he also spoke to the people. And in this case, Moses went up on the mountain with God. They had literally just heard from God, the actual voice of God. Moses disappears and suddenly he's that fellow that just wandered off. He's just gone. 40 days pass and they can't handle it anymore. And they're so short-sighted. They can't just wait for Moses to come back. They get all off track, all over the place.
And what it really came down to is they were an immature people. Yeah. As slaves their entire lives, they were told what to do and what to think. So they needed to develop some maturity. And we want to look at 3 ways that we think they were immature and could have been more mature. The first one is they were short-sighted, not patient. They were short-sighted. They were only thinking about what was right in front of them. They didn't even think of what was behind them, the miracles behind them. They didn't think of what was ahead of them, what God would do for them. They only thought about that moment. And in that moment, they didn't have an image in front of them that they could worship.
Yeah.
So they said, give us what we need, give us what we need, like a toddler screaming for a lollipop. They needed it now. We in our own lives need to develop patience so that we can stand the test when what we want isn't right in front of us.
Right, we describe them as dry spells sometimes when God just doesn't seem to be speaking. And a lot of times I think we can view that as a test instead of just, where did you go, God? And we can say, okay, how do I get through the next however long until God does speak again? What do I do in the meantime?
Developing patience.
Yeah, and discipline as well, which is the next one. Aaron could have been disciplined when the people came to him and said, we want a God to worship, instead of, because Moses must not be coming back. Aaron could have said, absolutely not, we will wait, but he didn't. He compromised with them. After he built the calf, he actually said, let's worship Jehovah with this idol. Nope. He tried to merge the 2 worlds, and God is not a sharing God. He's not gonna do that, and Aaron shouldn't have done it either. He should have been disciplined, focused. Yeah. He wasn't.
Yeah, instead he compromised. Yeah. So the other way we think that we need to develop maturity is we can't be always complaining, we need to be grateful. So the importance of being grateful is clear in this story. They were in the middle of the desert, but God provided their water and their food for them. For over 1 million people, he provided all the meals and all the drinks they would ever need, and they still went, ugh, and they complained about it.
Yeah.
So are we being grateful for what we have, or are we looking at things we want and putting them in a higher place? Mature people understand that what they have is a blessing. Immature people only want what they don't have. So those are the 3 things that we think you can focus on to grow maturity. 1, be patient, don't be short-sighted. Be disciplined, don't be compromising. And then 3, be grateful, don't be complaining.
Yeah. Have a great discussion, guys.
We'll see you next week.